This is the story of why I gave back $15,000 in angel investment. So, one of my first businesses was a student social network. Social network for kids and students in digs to figure themselves out. We called it Dig Spot. You could connect with other students around the country. You could share landlord reviews. You could share recipes. You could share class schedules and notes. It was a place for people on campuses to connect. And this was before Facebook was taking over the world. There was a gap for a social network for students. So myself and a co-founder started building this business, and after a certain period of time, we realized that we needed some money. We had brought on a third co-founder who was very focused on student marketing and really deeply understood students. So he actually had someone who was an angel investor at a big corporate, and we met with this person. And after a couple of meetings and a little bit of documentation back and forth, this guy was convinced to give us $15,000, roughly 250,000 Rand. We took the money, and that was a Thursday or a Friday near the end of the week. Over the weekend, we had no idea what we were doing with the money. So we gave it back on the Tuesday, like 4 days after we got the money. And that didn't seem that shocking to me. Looking back, knowing what I know now, it seems absolutely crazy that we didn't just try and figure it out. But here was the thinking. This was not someone in my network. This was someone I just met. This was someone important to one of the other co-founders. And we decided that instead of going out and blowing this person's money when we knew we had no idea what we were doing with it, it was better for us to give the money back, to save the network, to preserve this relationship so that we didn't tarnish our own reputations. And this might be a very emerging markets way of looking at it. I imagine that if we were building this business in Silicon Valley, we wouldn't have given a shit about this guy's money, and we just would have been like, par for the course. This is the game. This is how you do it. Money is money. Let's just blow it and see where we go. But I'm really glad that we didn't do that. Sometimes preserving a network is more important than blowing some cash and building a business. We also realized how little we knew about what we were doing, and that was a big realization. We had no idea how to gain traction. We had no idea what the word traction meant. This was one of our first venture-backed businesses. So we were feeling around in the dark and bumping our heads on the walls and stubbing our toes on the corners of tables in this world of building digital businesses. So tail between my legs, we shut the business down and we lived to fight another day. I think the lesson here is there isn't a single path to success. You don't have to take someone else's money and because you've taken it, spend it. You can give it back. They won't hate you for that. It's okay not to do the thing that is expected of you. The unexpected sometimes wins. I also like to think that patience is part of the lesson here. I could have taken that money and then raised more money off the back of that and more money off the back of that and tried to figure it out along the way, but I felt like I needed more experience, and that's okay. It's okay to think that you need more experience. It's okay not to have a plan. I think the final lesson when it comes to raising money is don't raise money if you don't know what to do with it. Don't raise money just because it's cool. Raising money does not a business make. Businesses are built on way more than funding. You need to know what to do with that funding. So unless you have a plan, raising money for the sake of raising money and growing for the sake of growth is absolutely batshit crazy. Don't do it. If you've got a funny story, hit the comments. I'd love to see what you've done with venture capital or angel money or investments or loans. And while you're here, you've made it to the end of the video, I would hugely appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe below, and activate notifications so that you can get my next video. I'm doing my best to give you some skills to help you go out and start your own business. But remember, it's up to you to do the work, and I can't wait to see what you put out into the world.